Right now you are audible.
Yeah, I'm extremely sorry because there's some technical glitch and 2-3 minutes have to be wasted.
Hmm.
In fact, I have to talk about rebuilding II.
Hmm.
Why this rebuilding II? Why there is a need of rebuilding II? Rebuilding II is a concept initiated by two individuals and those who are very high from various domains, from industry, from academics, from research, individual consultants, from institutional building group also. So all came together and they could see that for the last 10 years, there have been a downward trend of II. And they thought of there is a need, immediate need to address this downward trend. Since you are a member of Institution of Engineers India, we are not going to give you any fresh introduction to it. You are aware that being a 100-year-old organization having the Royal Charter, II used to play a major role in the development of engineering and technology in India. It had representation in almost all major committees related to engineering field in India. II facilitated the formation of Indian standard institutions, now the Bureau of Indian Standards, Indian National Academy of Engineering, Council of Architecture, and many others. Before formation of AICTE in 1987, it was the accreditation body for engineering courses in the country and probably the only accreditation body in whole of Asia. And II accredited the first ever IIT degree course of IIT Kharagpur in 1956. This is available, the record is available in archive of IIT Kharagpur. Since 1928, II used to conduct the prestigious MI examination which leads to degree level education to the diploma holders engaged in the profession. But unfortunately, due to the lack of leadership, due to the lack of vision by the president over the last 10 years and the council members, II during the decade has lost its past glory. The recognition of prestigious century-old AMI course has been withdrawn by Government of India. The apathy and a lack of initiative on the part of the present council members who never held any responsible position during their service life have resulted in the complete detachment of II from the government. The members of II now do not get any chance to present their view before the government, either in any government body or in any of the ministry forum or committees to regain the past glory of II, to protect it in the national arena as responsible representative of engineers, to ensure registration of engineers under the banner of II, to revive the century-old AMI, and to organize a high-quality international and national symposium to ensure participation of all members of the national development, and to diversify II in line with NEP 2020 and National Skill Qualification Framework. A large number of eminent engineers, academicians, consultants, and corporate members have come forward. We as well wishes of II who want to see II back with glorious past in the national and international arena would request you all to kindly support this group of eminent people in the noble endeavor. Details on why rebuilding II initiative is given on our website. The website is rebuildingii.org. You can Google and get the details. We already receive a huge response from our members in support of our initiative. We also require your active participation and your burning desire to utilize your expertise and experience to the best extent in this way forward. We request you to share a minute to fill up the feedback link given on the website. Do what you can with what you have and where you are. This is the famous quote given by Roosevelt, and we believe in that. With these few words, I can assure that rebuilding II has a commitment to revive AMI, but not in the present format. We are having our vision how it can be revived. We are having our vision how II can be made part of Government of India, and II can play a very bigger role, not only for AMI examinations, for all issues of technical education, engineering profession, so far as government is concerned. We are having a number of experts today available with us, and most particularly, we are very happy that though I am not a formal student of Professor D.N. Reddy, but I consider him all through for last 10 years as my guru, as my guide, as my mentor, as my philosopher. And I'm very lucky that he is available today, who will be sharing his words and he will be guiding you. Over to the moderator. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Anilji. Today we are extremely grateful to have Dr. D.N. Reddy, former Vice Chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru Technology University, former Chairman RAC, DRDO, New Delhi, and member UGC, Government of India, and as our chief guest of this webinar. Along with him, we have Dr. Anil Kumar De, Senior Vice President and Chief Technology Officer, Samsung India Software, and a team member of Rebuilding IEI. Professor N. Kumarappan, an alumni of IEI, Professor Annamalai University, Chairman IEEE Madras Section, and a team member of Rebuilding IEI. Mr. Saroj Kumar Shahu, an alumni of IEI, Chairman of Sustri Academy of Management, Secretary cum Managing Trustee of Nilachal Polytechnic, Odisha, and a team member of Rebuilding IEI. Dr. Sudhanshu Kumar Das, Honorary Secretary of IEI Odisha State Center, Chairman, Capital Institute of Management and Science, Bhubaneswar. And finally, Dr. Anil Kumar, ex-State Project Administrator, SPIU TechUp 3, Uttar Pradesh, former Secretary and Director General, IC, and Deputy Director General, the Institute of Engineers India, and the Chief Mentor of the team of Rebuilding IEI. I now request Dr. D.N. Reddy, former Vice Chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru Technology University, former Chairman RAC DRDO, New Delhi, and member of UCG Government of India, former Chairman of ISTE, Andhra Pradesh section, and our chief guest of this webinar to kindly enlighten us on AMI and its future.
Thank you so much, and welcome for this webinar. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Anil Kumar, formerly Deputy Director General, Institute of Engineers, over the decades. 2-3 decades, he worked in Calcutta Institute of Engineers, and later on, he was project director as SPFU at Lucknow for TechUp program. And today he is coordinating for rebuilding of IEA, among other distinguished members. So good evening to all of you. Welcome you for this webinar. Panelist Dr. Anil Kumarappan, professor from Annamalai University and also chairman of IEEE chapter at Annamalai. Saroj Kumar Sahu, FIE, and also chairman Sustri Academy of Management. Other distinguished panelists, FIE, members of Institution of Engineers, other distinguished participants of this webinar on rebuilding of Institution of Engineers, India. In fact, Institution of Engineers is the oldest professional society in the country, longest and oldest professional society. And we expect much from Institution of Engineers, what it being doing now, but we expect much more contribution to the country. Even though we have eminent people who are the members of the Institution of Engineers, managing director, chairmen, chief engineers, consultants, eminent personalities in the profession of engineering, vice chancellors, professors, industrialists, practicing engineers, several of them distinguished members of Institution of Engineers. We should leverage their strength, particularly getting Institution of Engineers, one of the eminent institution of eminence. Normally, Government of India, if you project properly, they can confer Institute of Eminence, like many institutions they have given based on long standing and contribution to profession. Probably right forum, right people can approach the Prime Minister or President of India so that we can make a claim for Institution of Eminence. So the Institution of Engineers India, long history, I think I need not emphasize here because everybody aware of what actually Institution of Engineers India is concerned. I think we have to participate in various forums, Government of India policies, whether it's a power sector, whether irrigation sector, whether it's education sector, whether industry sector, whether service sector, everywhere Institution of Engineers should play a key role, particularly for addressing the problem faced by people in this country. So I think we have been contributing, Institution of Engineers members in different, because all state capitals, we have a institution, buildings are there, centers are there. all over the country. We have many, nearly 70 plus centers are there, maybe 90 all over the India. I think everywhere you are representing institution of engineers, but society contribution, it has to go a long way, apart from the own professional growth and also contributing to the industry growth. So here, of course, the institution of engineers catering to various professions like civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, electronics and computer science engineering, later on added aerospace engineering, metallurgy, mining, production engineering, and environmental science, apart from other fields which we are professional societies engaged in a professional manner, contributing to the growth of the profession. And as I mentioned, we have so many state centers, doing in a different human service to the people at that area, at local area. IAI chapters are chapters of duties. Basically, Institute of Engineers, what are the chapter of duties? I need not emphasize, but briefly I can say organizing training programs for professional engineers industrially or people in the country. Engineering Staff College of India is there, like that many centers are there in the country. Workshops, we are organizing frequently, seminars, conferences, December International Conference being organized every December. And also each state center, they also organize conferences, seminars, symposiums of the emerging technologies, and discussion forums also being organized, and technology meetings as and when issues arise. So consultancy services rendered by professionals from Institution of Engineers, and technical auditing and appraisal also done by the professors from FIE members or members of the Institution of Engineers. Another important noteworthy is the AMI program, or in this country, first non-formal education. Formal education means they have to come to college, come to university, get a formal degree. This is the one started in a skill development mode, AMI degree. Section A, those who pass Section A come to Section B. Once Section B is passed, then the award of AMI in a different disciplines like civil, mechanical, aerospace, or computer science, whatever it is, different disciplines. So this is the one. Pass percentage is a very standard degree. Pass percentage is very low, 23-25%. I don't know, maybe recently enhanced to 30-40%. I don't know, I'm not aware recently, but maybe things have been improved. But this is the conventional methods of teaching, contact classes we organize, because many professionals work throughout the country, maybe outside the country also. And we are contact classes, maybe 2 weeks or 4 weeks contact classes are organized for working professionals after diploma program, because they should have a writing section B examination. They need to have a degree, diploma pass in concerned discipline. That is one mode we are operating. Lakhs of graduated AMI degree in this country, some of them going for higher education. The MHRD given an order for the AMI graduates can also go for MTech programs and the qualification improvements, PhD program, and also they get promotions in their own industry or profession. So this, I think, thanks to Government of India, or pursuance by our distinguished members of the Institution of Engineers, I think that facility, that's why AMI is popular in this country. Of course, later on, so many other professional society, Computer Society of India, grade A, grade B, like that. Similarly, IETE, grade A, grade B, like that. Many professional societies are also offering program after taking cue from Institution of Engineers. But Institute of Engineers, the one first started this AMI program. But now the new education policy, Government of India, and last year, 2020, our Prime Minister and MHRD Minister, they released the new education policy, which emphasizes basically flexibility in courses and program. This is the key, because in Western countries like USA, Europe, and many other countries, flexible curriculum is there. That means because India is a Commonwealth country, British has taught us engineering program 4 years or 5 years, MSc program 2 years, degree program in 3 years. This is legacy has come from British. Commonwealth countries, this affiliation system is there. But in USA, nearly 4,000 plus universities are there. So there are nothing like 3 years or 4 years or 5 years like that. They specify BTech degree or BS degree, they need to get about 140 to 160 credits. India, we are giving 160 credits, but most of the Western countries 120 to 140. IITs are fixing 140 credits for award of BTech degree. The conventional universities we are giving 160, but even many foreign universities still lower. Even 120 should be adequate for award of degree. So this flexibility in course curriculum, instead of a number of years, every time they have to appear for attendance 75%, log that all these formats are there in India, the structured program. But if we bring a flexible curriculum system, they need to earn the credits. So once they earn the credits of 140 or 160, they can get degree. So they can take some foundation courses, some science courses, some humanity courses, some core courses, some elective courses, some courses in emerging technologies. If you take, so they can get degree. So without any formal, because this helps for professionals working in industry, they cannot attend formal classwork. So formal classwork attending, because normally many BTech program, those who passed out diploma program, they used to attend night time. Even the principal of Osman Engineering College for 10 years. So where I have seen many diploma holders, they join in second year BTech. They came running after working 8 to 10 hours in industry, strain themselves right up to attend classes up 9 p.m. By the time go home at 11 o'clock. So again in the morning, they have to go to workplace. So such a hardships are there for diploma holders who are pursuing BTech program. Similarly, AMI, they have to work hard, conduct classes and course material. So getting degree, these are all hassles are there. I think under new education policy, we take, so they can earn the credits by not attending, but we can, their online courses are there, digital classes are there today. So e-learning courses are there. Several of the digital learning, if you can implement by Institution of Engineers, digital learning, we can offer digital learning certification program using digital learning. Similarly, online program with that BTech program or MTech program or MS program or PG diploma program. Of course, we need to think about curriculum design, how we need to design, how to collaborate with many institutions. Suppose the Institution of Engineers get a formal approval from MHRD, so allowed to award degrees, then in that case, this flexibility in curriculum could be there. Right now, AMI, we are awarding because even this was questioned by about 3-4 years back. So there is MHRD circular that these professional society cannot award degree. In fact, when I was a member UGC, I was also associated with Institution of Engineers. We all from Institution of Engineers represented to government, MHRD, and kept on hold. Otherwise, they don't want to allow these AMI and other courses in this country. But with pursuance with our Institution of Engineers, longest professional society, we could convince the government. I think that kept at that point of time. But in future also there will be a problem. That's why if we can implement under new education policy, online learning. So we can, from any you can online learning classes can be given from Calcutta or Chennai or Madras or Delhi, wherever possible. We can offer flexibility in courses and program, multidisciplinary, because one of the important area of the new education policy is multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary programs and courses to be offered. So not that we said earlier means mechanical means is only mechanical engineer. Computer science means computer. Today, even mechanical engineer excel in computer science. You can excel in IT. So, but additional emerging courses, elective courses you need to take. So government of India given a flexibility, even mechanical engineering graduate or civil engineering graduates, if you take 18 credits in computer science, IT area, you can get degree in that. So you can get a job potential. So this kind of flexibility is given by under new education policy. We have to take clue from this. Institute of Engineers has to revisit and design the programs such that online programs we can give to our engineers and diploma holders can be benefited out of this instead of a conventional mode of coursework and giving course material and contact classes. All this can be hassles can be get through. So this is one of the suggestions. I think digital learning, online learning, blended learning, they need to introduce in Institute of Engineers so that the benefit of engineers across the country. So that participation will be more number, millions of diploma holders or graduates, they can join in this program. So credit bank, government of India under new education policy also, credit transfer system they are seeking. Suppose if a person located in Delhi, he can take from IIT or other institutions some courses, he can earn credits. That credit could be like a credit bank. It can be stored like our bank passbook, savings bank. We put an amount, our credit, so much amount will be there. Like that credit bank also, he can earn from industry, he can earn from various sources, from MOOCs courses abroad, he can earn from other institution wherever he's working. So all these credits could be, of course, we can design BTech program in computer science, how many foundation courses, how many core courses, how many interdisciplinary courses, how many multidisciplinary courses, how many electives, how many courses in emerging technology. One need to design the curriculum. Once you design, flexibility is given and course is offered online, I think then they can get degree. Government of India also, there is no objection. But basically, you have designed the curriculum properly with the eminent persons, experts in the field, industry, academia. You have to work and convince the government to give permission to Institution of Engineers to offer these courses online instead of a conventional mode of doing AMI. I think we need to revisit and mindset. Our mindset has to change because normally we have resistance to change. Because AMI chal raha hai, we are getting money. Why do you want to disturb this? Because Institution of Engineers, AMI is the only major income. That's why I understand. Now any other income, I don't know. But majorly they're getting from AMI degree. So I think we need to revisit the philosophy of what actually being done. So digital learning, online learning, blended learning, these are the technologies we have to introduce. MOOCs courses all over the world. So many courses, minimum 10,000 courses are offered in engineering, maybe much more. So the even overall 1 lakh courses are offered in all disciplines, humanities, social sciences, engineering, technology, emerging area, fashion designing, so management, so communication, several areas, sciences, 1 lakh courses are available. So MOOC courses, anybody can register. So registration is free. So there are so many course providers are there. So the MOOCs courses, 1 to 16 weeks courses are given. So the certification courses will be there. That is also maybe formal. Those credit some of the courses we can earn for AMI. You can put like that. So they can earn 2 courses, Government of India given permission. 2 MOOCs courses, they can add to their formal degree. That means 6 credits they can earn. So NPTEL courses are there, National Program on Technology Enabled Learning. That is all IITs are put together under MHRD. They are giving 1,000 courses in engineering and technology. So those courses also you can earn credits. Each subject 3 credits. So 2 courses take 6 credits. Like that, you can also enroll with other universities like MIT, Cambridge, so Caltech, so several universities abroad, either Europe or USA. They can earn some credits. All these credits to the extent of 40 credits, we can add to our degree. So the Government of India is given a new impetus in, of course, they have given only some institution, 90 institutions in this country where they can follow this. But Institute of Engineers should also make a claim to the MHRD, Government of India. So Institute of Engineers also should be given flexibility because these 90 institutions in the country, those who got not accreditation, A grade, A++, then similarly NBA accreditation, Institute of Eminence, like that, some conditions are fixed by MHRD. But Institute of Engineers with a long-standing professional society, we can also request MHRD, make a claim that we can also give him flexibility for us to introduce these courses. E-resources, because we can create a server in an Institute of Engineers. E-resources could be made available. Any student who enroll, so any courses could be accessible from password is given. They can learn number of courses, e-resources, because there is no formal contact, only contact class are only few weeks. But if they enroll with the AMI, Institution of Engineers, from the portal e-resources, e-books are there. Today, 1 million books are available on e-books. Online books are available. We need not visit library also. So many journal, minimum that is 1 lakh journals are available today. You subscribe to that. So you can put in a server made available to all the students. So instead of a course material sending by post, all that it can be dispensed. So we have to reorient our AMI program such that it will be more of digital savvy, more of sitting at home, sitting in the office. They can learn courses and programs and get the degree. So I think we should think the MHRD, Government of India, couple of years back created a Swayam platform. Under Swayam platform, all these courses are made available for all the people in the formal universities and institutions. But institutional engineers also could become member of MHRD to access to the Swayam platform. I'm not sure whether Institute of Dr. Anil Kumar also, he left almost 3-4 years back. maybe other institution of engineers, those who are office bearers in Kolkata or president secretary can consult, and we can join as a member of Swayam platform MHRD. MHRD also they will help us. Not that they are mainly encouraging higher education. Another suggestion I want to give for institution of engineers, we can try for skill development university, because all that institution is doing is only skill development. Skill development in construction technology, skill development, soil testing, project irrigation, power sector, all this we are organizing, skill development only. So we can try for skill development university. So institution of engineers, the long standing, so many assets all over the country, almost 23 state centers. Apart from that, we have total about 80, 90 centers all over India. Assets are there, good buildings are there. So we can make a claim that we can ask government of India that use all office bearers of institution of engineer, president and the people with 100 members, eminent people are members, different from the states. They can approach the government of India, make it a skill development university. I understand Engineering Staff College of India in Hyderabad. I was also director for 2 years. About 4 years back, I was a director working at Engineering Staff College of India, giving training to so many thousands of engineers all over the country. They used to come and stay 3 days, 5 days. Like that program we used to offer in many areas. So this skill development university we can try from Institute of Engineering. There are only right now 3-4 skill development universities are come up. Therefore, they are under state subject. So in Maharashtra, Pune, there is a skill development, Symbiosis skill development. Similarly, Indore is there. Like that, couple of skill development university come. But it is nowadays, so the private universities are coming up in each state. Engineering Staff College of India also approached the Telangana government because the director, Dr. Rameshwar Rao, present director of Engineering Staff College, earlier he was managing director of the waterworks in Hyderabad. He taken over. I think he has approached Telangana government so to consider for awarding private university status to Engineering Staff College. I don't know where it lies, but he has been consulting me how to approach the government of Telangana. But that will be only operated within Telangana only. But if we take for Institute of Engineers entire Calcutta, entire for country, then everybody can enroll. If we take state, because jurisdiction only for that state, as for Act, because Act is passed in state legislature, only confined to that boundaries only. So these are limitations. Institute of Eminence. So if we can able to get like Bengal Engineering College, 150 years old, Institute of Eminence, the government of India, Prime Minister, President could confer Institute of Eminence status that. Like that, many institutions like CSR laboratories, they got a Institute of Eminence. So CSR can award degrees. PhD degrees are awarded by them. Similarly, BARC. So like that, there is a Rajiv Gandhi National University, C. Perambudur, on his name. They are also given Institute of Eminence. Like that, many case studies are there. So one Institute of Engineers fellows, they should approach government of India, make a claim for Institute of Eminence category, or skill development university, or each state they can start a university. There are so many avenues are there, but our mindset has to change. We should have open for ideas. Conventional way of thinking, Institute of Engineering, chal raha, why do you want to disturb? We are doing that, we are getting money, we have elections are there, we elect president every year. All that is the old fashion. But you can rethink whole format, make it vibrant institution of engineers so that the professionals are benefited, country benefited, and you can give an institution of give a momentum or vibration for making a new programs to offer in the years to come. So right now, mechanical engineering is concerned. The important is CAD/CAM, robotics, automation, 2D, 3D design printing, Six Sigma certification. All these are automation. These are important for mechanical engineering. Civil engineers, design of construction, infrastructure, GIS, GPS, 3D design technology, building design, certification, structural analysis and design, technical drawing and designing. These are important for civil engineers. And the computer science engineer is concerned, big data, data analytics, data science, cloud computing, cyber security, blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning. And then we have IoT, so Internet of Things. So these are important areas coming in IT and computer science. Similarly, electronics and communication, Cisco certification network, Similarly, HCL certified network engineer, robotics, VLSI, embedded systems, nanotechnology, fiber optic technology, industrial automation, digital signal processing, then consumer electronic and communication, 4G, 5G. We have seen 2G, then come to 3G, then 4G, now 5G. 5G already there in China, Hong Kong, and Korea, Taiwan, Japan, many countries, the 5G technology. In India, had to put 5G technology for people usage. So these are, now people are talking, the other day, newspaper I read, they're already planning for 6G. So compared to 4G, 5G is 10 times faster. Compared to 5G, 6G will be 100 times faster. So this is what the technology coming in, but India lagging behind. So we have to question why we are lagging behind, even though we have intellectual, hardworking professionals and eminent people are there in this country, but we are lagging behind in technologies. We are proud, take a pride that IT, we are the best in the world. So no doubt we are best, but we need to pursue rigorously. So electronics is concerned, electrical is concerned, distribution system, power system, circuit analysis, advanced training and system engineering, control and data acquisition. So these are miniature motors, long that is high power drives, low power drives. These are important for particularly electrical engineering is concerned. So then we have, I think we have to go a long way. I think I have taken more time. Shall I stop so that other distinguished participant can participate? Dr. Anil Kumar, our moderator, can tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Reddy, for setting the tune of today's webinar and the task in front of us. With this kind advice and advice support, we can surely solve the problem related to AMI. Now I request Dr. Anil Kumar to please brief us about how the AMI examination can be transformed and realigned with the national education policy. Over to Dr. Anil Kumar.
Thank you very much, sir. I will not take more than 5 to 10 minutes. In brief, Dr. Reddy has already explained various avenues whether II can diversify. He has also talked about modular courses, career-based courses, career transfers, and finally he has talked about a skill university and diversifying II towards skill development. Taking a cue from that, first let us try to know why Government of India withdrew the recognition. Prior to 2012, for 10-12 years, our curriculum has not been revised. We used to say, and even the government in AICTE used to ask whether you are a formal mode or you are a distance mode. They are saying neither we are a distance mode nor we are a formal mode. Then in what mode you are conducting the classes? Because classes are not compulsory. Coaching are not mandatory, and coaching facilities available depending upon the facilities available at the state and local center. So finally, because of one and two other institutions, like Institution of Chemical Engineers and Institution of Civil Engineers, Ludhiana, and Institution of Mechanical Engineers, Mumbai, they were selling certificates. And because of them, all were trapped. When the case went to the High Court, Delhi, it is very unfortunately, though we have filed independent case, II has filed independent case, but all cases have been clubbed. And I like to quote one of the examples. There is a case that was in Punjab and Haryana High Court, Kartar Singh versus Government of Punjab. In that case, I still remember the few important lines of the judgment. They told II system is credible system. Courses conducted by II is recognized, and courses conducted by all other professional bodies are not recognized. Then Institution of Mechanical Engineers students, they went to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court simply told they have upheld the judgment of Punjab High Court. So what does it mean? they are upholding the judgment of Punjab and Haryana High Court, meaning thereby they are upholding the validity of the Institution of Engineers conducted AMI programs. And it is very unfortunate on the part of the II leadership. This aspect they are not looking into. I tried to convince them and tell them many a time, but they are saying that no, we are intelligent enough, we are having group and we are going to the advocate. I told them, advocate cannot give you direction. You have to give direction to advocate. Then he can utilize your viewpoint, how best he can utilize in the court of law. So that is one issue, legal issue. Legally, if it is contested in the name of the Supreme Court judgment given in the Kartar Singh versus Government of Punjab, probably it will be favoring us. Now, second, at no point of time we suggested II and their president many a time, why don't you go to an alternative proposal to the court of law? Fine. If you are not accepting the present format of conducting the AMI program, this is my alternative program. What can be alternative? Already, Reddy Sahib told very clearly, design of curriculum should be vital. Credit-based programs, number of credits, mode of delivery, all have to be taken care of. When I was Deputy Director General, forcibly I tried to introduce digital learning in Section A program. Our objective was, let us transform entire program of AMI in mode of digital learning. BIT Pilani is conducting WIL program, work integrated learning program. Nobody is recognized it. But many a time, question has been raised whether UGC has allowed them. But now the first IIT Jodhpur, they have started MTech in artificial intelligence. Then after many IIT has started. IIT Roorkee this year has declared there will be starting seven in digital mode MTech programs. When IIT can conduct a digital mode MTech program, why not II? But you need to have the vision. You need to have the people who can foresee, they can plan, and they can put up the action plan before the court of law. So one alternative can be, let us prepare a complete alternative action plan in form of digital mode, or what Reddy Sahib has told, it can be little blended mode also. All 121 state and local centers can be declared as the classroom programs, and 80% digital mode and 20% classroom programs. But we need to have a program. But very unfortunately, this council led by the president over the last 9 years, nobody has acted in this direction. No alternative program has been given. But they were more interested in spending lakhs and lakhs of rupees, crores of rupees on foreign visits. Disproportionate to the norms allowed to visit the foreign countries as per financial norms. 35 crore rupees of II, as told by them, has been siphoned. They are not anxious of that. So, future of AMI out of the is not less than 35 crore of rupees. 35 crore rupees, I know, you know, everybody knows. But there may be many more crores. They are not interested to go deep into that. They will not go. That is why few intellectuals from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand came together on a single platform and they formed this group. So what I suggest in alternative, let there be an alternative of the present mode of delivery of AMI programs. We'll continue to name them AMI program only. And with that alternative, it can be 80% digital and 20% blended. We can tie up with TCS also. TCS and is a beautiful, they are doing a beautiful digital learning program in a very short span of time. Within 1 year, they can develop entire system. During my tenure, they have developed in 3 months Section A program. Those Section A, they are the old papers and now not acceptable by the government of India. So we have to reorient, restructure our program in line with the model course curriculum of the AICTE. And in line with the model course curriculum, from first year to 4 year, normally for a person to become a BTech, 150 to 160 credit. As because somebody has already completed diploma, so probably 25 to 30 credit can be exempted. So we need to plan for 120 to 25 credit. And out of 120 to 25 credit, we can decide that 80 credit will go in the digital mode and 40 credit will go in the offline mode. Through the coaching center, we will not give the name of the coaching center, learning center. So this alternative plan we have to go to the court. And probably we'll go with this alternative model. Even Government of India may not object. But unfortunately, this has not been attempted. Second option. Sir, National Skill Qualification Framework was established, framed in 2019. Legally, it is operational. Practically, it is not. So I'm just giving you a tidbit. How we can get opportunity out of that. There are 10 level of programs. Level 6, today morning, one of my colleagues was talking about, sir, if somebody does level 6, he is equivalent to BTech. I told him yes. Why II is not attempting all level 6 programs? Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. If diploma graduate can be fitted in level 3, he'll be directly entered into level 3. And the moment he will complete level 6, there is no need of any equivalence. Legally, I am telling, I am a man from MHRD. Legally, and as per Gazette notification of Government of India, I am telling, the moment he acquires level 6 certificate, automatically he is equivalent to degree. Now, how this can be linked with the higher education? Government of India in National Education Policy 2020, very specifically, and the instruction of the Prime Minister has been written that a higher education qualification framework shall be formed in such a way that it can be in synchronization with the National Skill Qualification Framework. What do you mean by synchronization? The lateral movement. If somebody completing level 6, he will go in the MTech program. So you are not required to go for equivalence. Level of examination itself is equivalent. And the moment he will complete level 6, he can be given 2 certifications. One AMI certification and another level 6 certification by Government of India. And that's the end of the story. But you need the willpower. You need the visionary people in the council. And because of that, only Rebuilding II has built it. From each and every state, visionary people, people from IIT, people from Samsung, people from DRDO, people from CSI laboratories, people from field consultants, people from administration, people from MHRD, all are contesting. Now it is up to you. If we want to see that tomorrow II to be saved, it can be saved only when such large number of people, not 1 and 2, in majority, the large number of people have to go to the council. Only then they can be decision makers. Only they can set the direction. And only then they can carry forward what I am telling today. I assure my MI graduate brethren that be assured, if this group comes into power, I assure you fully, we'll work on both the agenda. Number 1, alternative restructuring MI and going to the court and government. This is a restructured format in blended mode. And Dhade committee has also talked about the blended mode of education and what it has been talked about. And Corona pandemic has come as a boon in disguise. Digital learning has been accepted a mode of learning. Now there is no escape route of digital learning. Digital learning has to be integrated. In normal mode of education under Tech of 3, we have tried to encourage all degree engineering colleges and universities to please integrate 25 to 30% programs in digital mode. In national education policy and in the budget of 2021-21, though Corona came, Government of India has given a budget for specifically promoting the digital universities. IIT can go for a digital university. You can waste 35 crore of rupees and you are silent on that. 35 crore rupees was enough. If you can engage EdSil, I remember my old days, my one of director colleague and me has prepared a framework that engage EdSil. It is a MHRD, a Ministry of Education consultancy group. They can prepare a consultancy paper for you. They can negotiate on your behalf with Ministry of Education. And what DN Reddy Sahib has told, probably we can convince the government, please allow us to have a national level skill university. That skill university will be addressing both digital mode of education and physical mode of education. That will be addressing AMI education, and that will be addressing all type of education, enhancing a skill in the emerging areas. So these were the few lines I wanted to share with you. I request my brethren that please be very careful and ask each and every existing council member what they have done to save the 35 crore of rupees. It may not be 35, it may be 60 crore of rupees. Nobody knows about that because none of the members, you do not found a single information on II website that what happened to 35 crore. That's how I will try to end it over here. I will not take much of your time, and I will express my heartfelt thanks to the patient audience who have heard me. And I believe and I assure you, if we'll get a chance, we'll do what we say. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Anil Kumar, for lucidity, providing the details of the pathways for transforming and aligning AMI with the national education policy. We shall now have a panel discussion by our esteemed panelists. Now I request Professor Dr. N. Kumarappan, an alumni of IEI, Professor, Annamalai University Chairman, IEEE Madras Section, and a team member of Rebuilding IEI to kindly share his thoughts. Over to Dr. Kumarappan.
Respected chief guest of this webinar, Dr. D.N. Reddy, Dr. Anil Ji, the man behind this rebuilding group, and Dr. Amitabh Kapasi, the moderator, Ms. Engineer Saroj Kumar Sahu, and Dr. Alaknath, and all the participants of today's webinar. Good evening to one and all. I remember when I was completing AMA, at that time in our Tamil Nadu state, only we have 8 engineering colleges. And in those days, getting admission in BE courses is a bit tough one, and completing is easy. But getting admission in AMI is very easy, but completing the course is very tough on those days. And that too, the professionals, those who want to become a professional, that too as an engineering professional, on those days, the AMI is a greatest and a different kind of an opportunity for us to become an engineer. And not only that, in those days, AMI is considered equivalent to BE in military services, in number of services is considered as AMI equal to BE, not BE equal to AMI. Such a way they're given a recognition on those days. And that trend to be continued, that is what we are the expectation of this rebuilding group. And that too, number of them mentioned through the chat boxes. I understand this is a greatest opportunity, a gracious gift from the God for the diploma holders, and as well as those who want to become a professionals, and they may be in a remote places, not possible to approach it. They may not put a long leave for education. For all those kind of people, that may be a very helpful. And these are all the essential thing to revive the AMA again. And once you make a reviving such a kind of existing courses, no doubt we have to consider the present kind of a situation. And once you have a look up this AMA, got the chance around, it may be 2013 onwards, the opportunities are stopped. Now it is again in a position to revive as a rebuilding group, as well as a reviving AMA examination. What are all the steps to be taken? The number one, today's chief guest told very clearly, the number one, we have to align with the AICTE kind of a curriculum, the model curriculum to be followed, particularly the credit, what is the credit they are providing, that we have to match out with that. And as well as already the practical courses and submitted the projects are existing in AMIE. That is again to be improved further, to improve the practical kind of courses, as well as the project. One of them in the chat box mentioned very clearly, the project must be socially reachable. So once they form such a kind of a project, therefore that improves the standard of IEI. And not only that, because of this COVID, we understand very clearly the AMI also to become one of the digital learning kind of a course, otherwise online kind of a course. But because of that pandemic, we understand we have a very good opportunity to revive the AMI. And now everything changes on digital course as well as otherwise online. For example, number of them mention about why not IIT doing, why we, that is a question. Not only in India and abroad, even in the pandemic, with dollars and dollars they paid, but they completed the course only by online. Therefore, such a way they are doing in abroad. Not only that, some of them only providing an online course for MS to get an MS degree. The similar kind of a way we also have approached the government, and in coordination with the AICTE, getting the expertise concerns of AICTE as well as the NAC accredited body, all we consult with all of them and forming an expert committee, including academicians as well as the industrial people, and revive the AMA and form the complete new system that is again to be submitted to the AICTE people as well as to the government, MHRD, and to recognize our AMI again, because we are the alumni of AMI. We know the importance of that. Because of that, what is the way now we are shown our growth? We are almost coming to the end of our career. But number of people are expecting such a same kind of a benefit. Those who are there in the remote places, particularly those who complete the diploma, working and parallelly working, doing a part-time degree. But that is essential. About such a way, it may be a very great help. Number of local centers, you can make it as a contact centers. You can do a practicals in the local centers. That is also possible. And now even the government-wise, according to the MHRD, the chief guest told very clearly, MOOC courses, the SWAYAM courses, NPTEL courses, all are recognized. That is all done only by online. So why not AMI to be do in a similar kind of way? That way, the AMI also again to be revived, and based on the university system as well as the AICTE requirement, and based on the new educational policy, we have to reframe our AMA again, and again make a request to AICTE and as well as to the government to recognize a degree to get benefited by a number of people. That to those who are in the military services, this is really a gracious gift to them. They really want to continue the higher degrees. This is the only kind of way they can complete the professional degree. Therefore, for them, it is very, very helpful. And the reviving wise, I told number of points. Apart from that, they touch upon the multidisciplinary. For example, one of them completing BE, parallelly they can select another course in AMA. That is also possible. Otherwise, once they complete the BE, they want to do another degree when they are doing their work. That is also possible. That way it becomes a multidisciplinary. Nowadays, it's essential to learn a two different kind of a degree. That is a concept of dual degree. Therefore, that is also to be, together with the AME, you can do a plenty of thing, joining hand with the university. That is also possible. As alumni, again, I request, what are all the benefits I got? The same benefit to be got by other those who are really required. But that is a thing. For that, I kindly request those who are participating on this event, please try to vote us, the rebuilding group. We are ready to revive the AMA course, and based on number of expertise. And for that only, we are now in front of you. Kindly vote for us in an appropriate time to make an involvement in the IEA body. The rebuilding's main objective is our group goes majority, then what are all the decisions we make, it becomes majority. then you get really a revived AMI course, as well as what are all the things now it is to be there. It is all to be modernized or rectified. Such a way we improve the IEA also. Thanks for the opportunity given to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor K. Kumarappan, my fellow alumni, for our ideas and thoughts. The Rebuilding IES has its declared agenda, which includes registration of engineers in India, reviving the century-old AMI examination, recognition of service to society by the alumni of IEI, regular publications and wide circulations of bulletins on achievements of members of IEI, and chartered engineers recognitions in all appropriate government and regulatory bodies. We request all the participants to support us and request your friends and colleagues also. I now request Mr. Saroj Kumar Sahu, an alumni of IEI, chairman of Srushti Academy of Management, secretary cum managing trustee of Nilachal Polytechnic, Odisha, and a team member of Rebuilding IEI, to share his thoughts and ideas with us. Over to Mr. Saroj Kumar Sahu.
Good evening. My proud privilege to share the platform with our honorable chief guest, Professor D.N. Reddy Sir, and Dr. Kumarappan, and Mr. Dr. Anil Kumar, who is an old friend and mentor to me since quite a long time, and Dr. Alok Nathji and Dr. Sudhanshu Sekhar Das. Dear friends, I am a proud alumni of the Institution of Engineers. I passed way back 1987 civil engineering, and now I have established 2 institutions under the approval of AICTE. That is one polytechnic having capacity of 1,200 students, and it is a prestigious institute of Odisha, that is Nilachal Polytechnic. And another one is very recently declared by UGC as an autonomous institute, that is Srushti Academy of Management. It is 18 years since its establishment. Let me share my personal views through this platform to my esteemed participants, because let me narrate some of my experience during my study days. AMI was a very tough course. In my days, in way back in 83 to 87, its pass percentage was only 6.5 to 8% sometimes. It was as tough as in the present context of the costing or chartered accountancy courses. And the people, those who are in the helm of affair, they was obtaining the questions of that level so that they could able to maintain the standard of the examination for a century-old period. Sir, I have personally, after my own graduation, I set up a coaching center, then an engineering institute. I have acquired many experience through these processes, and being in my state, there are 125 polytechnics. There is an association. I am the office bearer as a general secretary since last 12 years. I have enough opportunity in the policy planning body of Government of Odisha, and being a member of policy planning body of the Government of Odisha, I also visited AICTE and got the opportunity to discuss with many of the policymakers, including the Honorable HRD Minister of the then times and the present Education Minister of the center. So assimilating all my experience, I can say this emphatically that certainly Institution of Engineers India has a glorious past and very strong legacy in the engineering education in the country. Although since 1997, AICTE has increased the random access through the establishing the engineering college. No doubt, there is no problem in that also. Access should be given. We should all be agree, because it is a country of 130 crore population. AMI could not have solved to the demographic requirement of engineering education. But sir, the flagship vertical of engineering Institution of Engineers was AMI. courses. The lakhs of engineers, those who have passed AMI courses, are very successfully contributing to in the field of engineering throughout the country. Entire 100 years, if you'll see, there are so many successful engineers in defense, in various other critical area of engineering, not only the general construction or mechanical or electrical field. So since 2013, this course has entered into the problem in different courts, and you all, with all your age-old experience in court or the various type of the tricks and techniques of the course, it always require a close monitoring or minute monitoring of the cases to give it a right kind of solution to the plaintiff or to the complainant, those who are suffering now. Unfortunately, I came to understand from this deliberation of, or I got an enlightenment from the Dr. Anil Kumar's address, that there are various situations being taken place in II headquarters, and the leadership have not taken adequate care and attention. I, on my personal attempt, 2 months before, I have discussed with one of the past president of II in this connection, requested also to help them out in Supreme Court with all our experience and with acquiring the legal advice from various officials, those who are in our IA rebuilding unit. I'm sure the emergence of rebuilding group is certainly created a hope among the AMI pass outs of recent time. They are in dilemma, they are in distress, they are under pressure from their employers and from their family itself. So very interesting, and really I extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Anil Kumar for his strong and perseverance in taking an initiative in such a keen manner for the cause of AMI education, because IE headquarter and its activity is not the only AMI education, but there are several other activities. But if you will see, the AMI education or the contribution of the AMI activity is almost 80% and or maybe 90%, rest others is 10%. The officials who are in the helm of affair, they should take care of this. And in the process, during this course of today's discussion, we got a very strong enlightenment from Professor Dr. Reddy. Let me segregate in a very quick manner the scope for this particular AMI course is brightened. As we all know, always problems comes with some opportunity. Problems comes with some challenge. Definitely, India being not such a rich country, connectivity, digital intervention is a problem definitely during the pandemic or on a corona time during last 2 years. But adoption, innovation in the field of digital learning, online learning, and its acceptance from kindergarten school children to the PG level has increased. It has a very strong inroad and acceptance among the public. The second one, for AMI, it has increased the hope by the implementation or a declaration of NEP 2020. Now, with my friends, another 35 brilliant and experienced friends in IE India, this rebuilding group, I am sure their vision and their intention to do something very proactively for the institutional engineers as well as AMI, this rebuilding group can set a time-bound action plan. I will offer my own service for the purpose if the rebuilding group want at any point of time, so that we can set an action plan and we can divide into two from that, how to prepare or design a curriculum, fix its implementation or pedagogy, and primarily to act in a proactive manner to obtain its approval status. Let me repeat. For AMI, education, there are three prone action plan has to be set. One group should take up to design the curriculum in a blended or online. There are flipped classroom opportunities are there under NEP, and this type of digital online 80-20 category of operation can be thought of. Second, a pedagogical implementation. During the pedagogical implementation, really engineering education, we can look into the model of IGNOU. They are obtaining, they are offering some engineering courses at PG level and certificate level also. Throughout country, they are operating in IGNOU since age-old time. We can also look into that for pedagogical implementation. And third team should work consistently or for the approval status of the AMI course in the line of NEP, and as Dr. Anil Kumar was telling, that NSQ style or NSQ equivalency, because that is a golden opportunity for us. If we can categorize our courses or categorize the level from the level 6 kind of NSQ course is equivalent to BTech. Level 7 is to the PG level. So nothing required to create an equivalency. It is already there. We have to design our curriculum and we have to plan our pedagogy. And for the approval status, we have to have a very strong legal team who could look into the case in various courts, including Supreme Court, and to take it in a consistent manner, as well as soon as it will be get some favorable order for its implementation, we should have a round of discussion and we could have a frontal team to negotiate with the AICT as well as the Ministry of the Education. There is no more Ministry of Education, HRD, it is Ministry of Education. So with these interventions, I am sure the AMI examination process or the validity of the AMI courses in long run in a new avatar with sufficient intervention of the digital intervention, it will come as a, like, as we all know, if once a thing is born, a gold is come out of it. So a new AMI, blended AMI course will come and it will serve the deprived people, those who do not afford to now to pay the hefty course fees of the private engineering colleges. There are thousands and lakhs of diploma engineers who are really need the service of this AMI course for their future, for their career upgradation, and to upskill themselves, to make them relevant in the technical education or the technical field in which they're presently working. I'm sure with the intervention of the rebuilding group, we can do all these things in a very time-bound manner. I'm extremely grateful to Dr. Anil Kumar, as well as to all my rebuilding group friends, those who are taking such a pain at these age and stages of their career. Because I'm sure, like Mr. Kumarapan has said, I am at my flag end of career, my younger generation, they should enjoy all the benefits I get being an AMI. I am on the same page with Mr. Kumarapan. I am also an AMI engineer. I have applied myself in professional world. I proved myself and I am really enjoying all aspects of an engineer in the society. Thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity to share my views. I am sure with all our determined effort, we can bring back the glory of the institution of engineers. we can bring back the AMI as a valid course for the deprived people. Those who are crores of deprived people are in our country. It is a poor country. It requires such courses for the needy people. Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Saroj Kumar Sahu, my fellow alumni, for your very practical ideas. We from Team Rebuilding IEI are committed to ensure thorough administrative reforms to make IEI administration member-friendly, transparent, and free of corruption. Implementation and ERP in the process to make all processes faster and transparent. Making financial management system more transparent, responsive, and accountable. Making it mandatory for everybody, including the president and council of the fellow, the financial norms and administrative rules and precedent we made accountable to members for his decisions, directions. We request all the participants to support us and request your friends and colleagues also. I request Dr. Alok Nath De, Senior Vice President and Chief Technology Officer, Samsung India Software, and a team member of Rebuilding IEI, is a visionary and will share his wise vision and thoughts to revive our AMI. Over to Dr. Alok Nath De.
First of all, thank you. Thank you. Good evening. And it's a Mahanavami going into Dasera. Many different ways people are celebrating. So we'll not take much time in the evening. Thank you for joining. And I think this session has highlighted many important points. I was just chatting with many of you in the window. So I will try to sum up from there instead of me saying a few things. So first of all, there is a good part. There is a history. AMI has a long history, and you all know 1928 onwards, and it has done a great job. So that's a good part of that legacy. Then second point is on the success stories. And in this panel itself, Dr. Kumarappan is a professor in the Annamalai University, alumni of IEI, and engineer Saroj Sahu, he also explained. So you see a lot of people, and Mr. Amitava is there. So there is a lot of people through their professional journey with this AMI degrees that they have put success. And many of you also have praised about the exam, the section A, common section B that is there. It's a good system that has been there. So I think these are good parts that we have. So what's then is the changing? What is the problem? And many of you talked about, but before that, there is a big thing. The world is changing very fast. So even if nothing else, even if this course is continuing, there is legal problems and others that many of you know and mentioned. But even then, we require a change as the world is changing. And therefore, you know, it is very, very important to relook at this. And this Rebuilding IEI is all about looking at this freshly. It is not just this AMI exam and the pattern and just the recognition. That is definitively a first part, but it is much more than that because we have to put it in the context. And I see many of the chats not referring to anything specifically. You can go through it. Some of you talked about, you know, you visited some of the centers, how you were treated not so well. Some talked about political rivalry. Some talked about, do you know, this course is greater than professional engineering. Private colleges are getting a, you know, recognition, but why not? Some even said more than BTech. These are your feelings, and we understand that the frustrations that are coming because people coming with practicals and with an experience, how do they move about and why this is not getting recognized, or what is the challenge? Someone asked about the legal status, and I think there have been many points. I have put some video link that's available in 2021. What is exactly the legal status of in the court? So you can play and listen for yourself. So the second point I wanted to highlight, one is the success story that we have, and we have to build upon that. The second point is frustration, chaos, the present situations that you all are expressing. And this is where the rebuilding team has come forward, and many of you asked for who do we vote for and how do you know that. There is a website, Rebuilding IEI, and I would like Amitav or Dr. Anil Kumar to say that where to go for people so that they know who are the candidates who are part of this and would like to make these changes. So this is next point that we would address. Now the question that is coming is, do you have a blueprint to make all these things happen? Do you have a roadmap? Some of these questions that you have raised, obviously the bits and pieces, the suggestions, and I started today's talk when it opened by asking you to put your suggestions. What are the different changes that you are making? And I must say you that this is one page that I have taken note from all of your chats. And definitely these input we need to use to build a roadmap. We have the ingredients, we have the components, but we need to be part of the council. It's not that rebuilding IEI can start implementing. This is to put the thought, to get into actions and to solicit your support. And then once people go into the council, it has to be part of the mainstream Institution of Engineers Council activity to take this forward. So this is a precursor to that. And I think with your support, this could happen. Now, once that happens, what are the elements that are there, to make the changes? I think some suggestions have come on the online courses, blended courses, SIAM, NPTEL. Many of you are using it on your own, but we need a structured things. Some of you asked in the chat that can we join as a faculty and instructor, or somebody should be joining for helping on the online training. These are good suggestions and this could be taken up. So one is the MOOC and the online courses, that's absolutely necessary. And I'm not talking about the legal part that is already told that we must have a team to deal with that. The second part of it is alignment. Some suggestions were there. Can we get a separate recognitions from government of India versus do we align? So definitely, I think government has put NEP 2020. There is NSDC, there is NSQF, and we have talked about how to get level 6, and then you automatically get into that status. So I think we need to be aligning because countries already outlining many of these programs, detailed documents, lot of thoughts have come. And I'm part of the NASSCOM Engineering R&D Council, and I lead the talent part of it. And there we have defined many NSQF level courses like this. And there are threads. How do you bring diversity of Indian education training system? Structure of the progression pathways, not just doing it once, but you want to get that. So these would be part of it, and we will try to align to these government programs. And the last part of it is, again, it's very, very important to understand that it's not just about, getting it these courses and you are into your town and city and you will be doing always the same job. Earlier, people used to be in the same place and get into one job and maybe run for a long time before changes. Today, the world is very mobile. People are moving from one state to another and going to international level. So the curriculum that we define must be nationally as well as internationally certified, aligned by the government, with the government blessing it. Very, very important to make it very meaningful in another country. Many of you have told in Kuwait and other Middle East countries how people are contributing many AMIs. But yeah, how do you take it? This portability aspect of it. So this is very much defined for this mobility, and we should make sure that we are not just defining something to work in one place forever, but wherever you go, whenever you want to learn, whichever mode that you want to pick it up, online or physical, you should be able to do that. These are some of our thoughts. These are some of your recommendations. We will absorb them and try to make a blueprint if you support us and take us to the council. With that, I thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Your visionary address that would pave the way to solve the AMI ideas. You all know that improving connections with the government, international bodies and associations, industry, academia, collaborative research, feeding the industries with industry-ready engineers after due assessment by IEI, extending value-added benefits. Just a minute. Value-added benefits to the members are declared agenda of team rebuilding IEI and have been clearly mentioned in your website in www.rebuildingier.org. We are getting encouraging responses and suggestions from our corporate members who were till date kept out of the policy making process of the so-called leadership of IEI. We are illustrated that more than 2,000 members and 500 alumni have openly rendered that support in our endeavor. We are sure to receive a massive mandate from them. I now request Dr. Sudhanshu Kumar Das, Honorary Secretary of IEI Odisha State Center and Chairman, Capital Institute of Management and Science, Bhubaneswar, who has volunteered to help us in our noble endeavors, to say a few words. Over to Dr. Sudhanshu Shekhar Das.
Good evening, sir. Namaskar. Being an alumni of this IEI, I must be proud of to me with Dr. Anil Kumar, who has done the wonderful platform for us to put forth our grievance before the council. If we all are going to elect in the ensuing elections, it is my sincere request to each and everybody, we must go there. Otherwise, they will not hear us. Because I had got a chance to attend the council meeting in the year 2019 at Hyderabad. There I had attended 3 days seminar, 3 days meeting also. And when AGM was come, and I stood and asked about what is the status of MI during that session. I think Mr. Gunaraja was the chairman, and Mr. President is Mr. Narendra C. is about to take the felicitation, take the charge charge as a new president. And unfortunately, they are not allowed me to tell and ask about this this AMI issue. They simply said that no, this is over. You should not ask in this platform. Like this, they have done like this. So my grievance is, my question is, we must go there. And what Anil Kumar sir told me, in his speech, since from 2012, actually I have been associated with this IEI Odisha State Center since from 2012 as a committee member. And since then I am associated with this state center. And till now, these people are conducting the examinations of AMI without having the validity. Just 2 months back, the AMI examination is over in our state center also. The students does not know about the validity of the examinations, because many of them are working there, working as the working professionals, and are from diploma background, and they don't have any idea about it. They are simply saying that after passing this AMI examination, we will go for the promotion. This is the situation, sir. So my request is, we should cooperate with Anil Kumar sir, because he has a vast experience since 2012, I think. And once I could meet him at SOA University during the convention of IST. Once I met with him. He's a nice person. We should cooperate with him. And I am also standing is a council member from Odisha electrical division. So without support of rebuilding of IEI, and definitely if I will win, definitely I will support you as an alumni of this organization. Though I'm least concerned about it because of this type of situation what I faced in 2019. I'm determined to be there in the council. That's why it is my sincere request. We should work together. And as Sir told also, all the presidents are thinking that all the presidents along with the council members during last 2 terms, last 8 years, they are thinking that it is an engineering recreation club. They are not discussing this issue. They are doing groupism there. So we must break this chain. Otherwise, we cannot do. Otherwise, we should determine that we will resign from our resign from our council member if we will not do for the sake of AMI. This is my request to everybody else. We must go there, sir. It is already one and a half an hour is over, and we must do for the students who are pursuing their AMI till now. It is my sincere request, sir. And Anil sir, you well done, sir. I am with you. Thank you. Good evening to everybody else.
Thank you, Dr. Das, for sharing your concern and thoughts. Finally, request Dr. Anil Kumar, former Secretary and Director General IC and Deputy Director General, the Institute of Engineers, to sum up the deliberation and suggestions and what rebuilding IEI team can do for the AMI revival and play a supplementary role to the effort of IEI in this regard. Over to Dr. Anil Kumar Das.
Very much, sir. The program started with a welcome address by Mr. Agassi and a brief about the account of rebuilding IEI was given by me. The keynote address was given by Professor D.N. Reddy, the chief guest. He has talked about multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary programs to be experimented in IEI also. Online programs, credit and curriculum, credit transfer, design of curriculum to be done very properly. And finally, he has talked about the skill development university that can be a good model for IIT. And he has cautioned that any university by a state government will be localized, serving the cause of a state, may not serve the purpose of whole of the nation. So we have to be careful. We have to get it done through central government by an act of parliament. Then me also talked about how we can be restructured and realigned in line with the NSQF. And once it is realigned in line with NSQF, the problem is over. Mr. Kumarappan, Mr. Saroj Kumar Sahu, Mr. Alok Nath De, all has been talking about different facets of II and different facets of AMI. Dr. Alok Nath De clearly told AMI is one of the issues. It is not the only issue. Rebuilding II has a greater vision to establish II with its past glory and to carry forward II with the glorious past, making it shining all through the country. So this can be done only when the people who are on this platform go to the council, and they can go to the council only with your support. Please visit the website, name and details of all the members who are the founder of this Rebuilding II group and who are contesting from various divisions is detailed there. And I believe you like each one of them. You please support each one of them from the division to which you belong, and pass on this message to at least 10 of your friends, and request them to pass on this message to 10 of their friends. With these few words, I like to close it over here. Over to Agassi ji for vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Anil Kumar. I, on behalf of Team Rebuilding IEI, offer my sincere thanks to all chief guests and all the panelists for sharing their values, vision, and thoughts aimed at reviving the AMI education. I also thank to all participants who have enthusiastically listened to our today's webinar and on behalf of Team Rebuilding IEI can assure you that we do not limit ourselves to lectures and seminars only, but we shall keep our word and proceed our declared agendas with your overwhelming support on the ongoing council election of IEI. We are planning to organize another webinar on next Saturday on another pressing needs of engineers of country which was so far neglected by so-called leadership of IEI. And
not
that
Sunday.
or Sunday, acha, Saturday, no, sorry, Sunday, and another pressing needs to engineers of the country which was so far neglected by so-called leaders of IEI, and that is engineers registration. Stalwarts who have already worked on it will brief us on these aspects. The invitation will be sent to you shortly. Please support us to revive the past glory and pride of our beloved organization, the Institute of Engineers, India. Thank you. With this, we conclude our session. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.